Hey, it's been a while since I've done a live video. I am in my kitchen, and that is some of my daughter's art. Not too recent, but I just wanted to put this out there because, I haven't really been talking about my writing or my art very much, or my recent certification to be a mindfulness life coach, which means that I went through a rather extensive program to become a mindfulness life coach. So it's a program to kind of hone my skills around mindfulness and how to coach people on mindfulness to help them with issues, a variety of issues. And this program exposed me to many mindfulness tools that I was not aware of, that I had never heard of, and it doesn't prevent me from talking about my own background in mindfulness, which started with Zen Buddhism, when I was a teenager, specifically around Soto Zen, which I learned from books and from talking to people, and also from a teacher who I worked with in Ohio, in Kent, Ohio. And so that work expanded over the years to include working with teachers at Spirit Rock here in California, in Berkeley, around sort of maybe more of a, studying things like the Satipatthana Sutta, exposing myself to Tibetan teachers like Pema Chodron, Trungpa, Rinpoche, his books, her teachings, and the Vipassana teachers of Spirit Rock, who, in general, teach a more Thai tradition, Pali tradition, which I also learned from the monks and abbot of Abhayagiri Monastery, taking courses or attending classes and reading books by the teachers from that monastery. So my background is sort of rooted in Zen, which is, Zazen meditation. But obviously, I've exposed myself to many other traditions and teachings in Buddhism, and also now with more tools around mindfulness that are available to anyone who wants to learn more about mindfulness, which is a tool not just for Buddhist practice, but also for helping people with anxiety, with helping you to calm and focus the mind, train the mind to be more focused, to help with dealing with issues around pain, physical pain or chronic pain. And there are a lot of people who specialize on that. John Kabat-Zinn has written a lot about dealing with chronic pain, and the mindfulness movement really took off, I think, with his work, and many others who were able to take this idea of meditation that the Buddha taught and bring that to to take it and say, not just for practicing around this idea of the path of the Buddha, the Dharma, the teachings of the Dharma, the ideas around, the Eightfold Path, right, mindfulness, things like that, which is a different kind of set of, guidelines for lay people who are not monks, etc. But also be able to, using meditation, to be aware of our thoughts and how our thoughts, sort of like cognitive psychology, to be aware of how our thoughts occur around problems, pain. You know, meditation and mindfulness isn't the solution to everything. It may not be the best solution for every situation, but it may not be the best situation for trauma or PTSD, for example. There are other tools for grounding that might be better, but that doesn't mean, we can't use meditation also for other situations. I found that being able to meditate for 5 to 10 minutes in the morning can help me to be more calm and focused. And then if I have other issues or triggers at different times, I can use other tools to deal with that. But being aware of our breathing or being aware of our surroundings, table, the lights, the flowers, the chair, physical body, being in our body, can help us to be grounded. And then we get to the point where we can say, okay, now I'm going to meditate. Now that I feel better or more grounded, maybe now I can meditate or just go for a walk, walking meditation, go outside and sit in the sun, feel the sun. So I guess I wanted to talk about that a little bit, that I will be coaching now more around mindfulness now that I have this certification. And I'm also working on a memoir. My 2 novels are available now on Amazon, Blue and In the Flat Field, which do not deal as much with mindfulness, but they do talk about Buddhism to some extent. The characters, especially in my second novel, I think talks about Buddhism. But my first novel, I wrote it in my 20s, early 30s. I was influenced a lot by a person that I knew who had multiple personalities, sort of incorporating that with different stories and tying it all together with this rather crazy, not very sympathetic narrator, protagonist, maybe somewhat sympathetic, and kind of his downward spiral. And then my second novel, much more about grief and loss, and a friend of mine who passed away, and going into this idea around virtual reality and the Matrix, being influenced by that, and by the idea around books like Snow Crash and especially The Diamond Age by Stevenson, and the Matrix, like I said, the first film, writing about virtual reality, and the idea that you can be involved in something like eco terrorism, where someone is trying to maybe give the world back to the earth, and maybe reduce the population of people, and then the main character having a lot of second thoughts about that, but not really taking action to really stop this from happening. So the world does change in that novel, and the population of humans on the earth does go down. They're not killed necessarily, but this idea that we can reverse climate change and create a new ice age instead of the opposite, which is the global warming. And so hopefully you get a chance to check out my books and my art if you go to my website, which I will put here in the chat. And that will take you also links to my blog, to Medium, where I do a lot of writing, and I posted a lot of short articles I've also started on Substack, and I have Instagram with lots of pictures and some of my art, which are on there too. But I do have art on my website, which is for sale, and images that are available as prints. If it's photographs and prints of my paintings and other things. So I hope this was helpful. And if you have any questions about coaching or my writing or my art, please send me an email or just leave me a comment on my website. My email is my last name, Keats@gmail.com. Thanks and have a good day.